1999, Lexus wowed the competition with a luxury crossover that not only has great gas mileage, but also a lot of luxury amenities. In 2021, Lexus brought over a RX450h with a hybrid motor instead. But how does this differentiate from the rest? This is the best-selling crossover SUV in the luxury segment in America. Now, let's take a look at many of its exterior features, interior amenities, as well as the driving feel. To begin, I'd like to talk over the front end fascia of the car. Now, for 2021, you got a subtle upgrade right here with this metallic finish right here in the front with the spindle grille on the front. You get a blue emblem because it is a hybrid, and it looks very beautiful. This grille itself actually takes over the entire front end of the car, and to some people it'll get some time to get used to it, but the others is actually one of the most attractive in the lineup. Now you get full LED headlights, full low beam and high beam as well. Surprisingly, you get the fog lights all the way right here in the bottom when they're usually a little bit up here. You get headlight washers, and making your way around over here, you do get these 235 55R 20-inch rims, and these are absolutely beautiful. Looking at this metallic kind of grayish finish on the wheels, it gives it an attractive look. And since this is the Fsport, you get Fsport badging right here on the side. The mirrors are blackened out with some chrome right here on this portion, and all around the windowsill and the exterior part of the window right here, you'll also see that chrome follow around. And you get these roof racks right here on the top. Door handles are also white. Coming back around to the side profile of the car, you can see that since 2019, it kind of kept the same profile here. You get the hybrid badging right there in the bottom, but you get this kind of a floaty roof design right here on top, and making your way all the way here to the back. Biggest upgrade that I've seen right here are these taillights, and they were brought up just a little bit. They're LED taillights and LED reverse, as well as LED brake light. So you want to access the rear hatch, all you have to have is the key fob here with you. Press and hold on this button, and voila, it simply opens. But you can also lock the position of your hatch right here to whichever angle you want, or you can press this button right here to close it, and you get a cargo divider over here, of course. And then you do get this Fsport RX carpeting over here with some of the leather and the badging. When you buy these luxury SUVs, you get a first aid kit. And then to fold your seats, you also have these little levers right here. This one would be for the right, and this for the left. Holds the seat all the way down. This is a two-row SUV, but looking at it over here from the side, it gives off that sleek and subtle design on the exterior that would also suggest and hint something far greater on the interior, which I'll show you over here. It has this red leather on the interior, where most of the time you'll have the tan or grayish. They've stepped it up a little bit over here, and you can see that it ain't went all out. Now you get power mirrors up and down. You get your power side view mirrors and heated mirrors. You got your power and adjustable memory seat option over here for your seats. Your chrome or aluminum right here, silver finish handle, and a lot of this material right here is really upscale, and I kind of like that. Coming back to the bottom over here, you get this sort of opening. Now, getting in the interior of the RX450h, you're going to notice a few things. First of all, this extremely upscale interior is contrasted with this beautiful gray finish, the leather stitching that goes all throughout the cabin, especially with this Fsport steering wheel, which is my favorite so far. What it has is this very bolstered, very aggressive leather stitching all around it, especially with this red that follows through. Of course, because you have the red leather interior of your car. You do get the traditional cruise control stock over here, which is old school. In my Camry myself, I have one that is actually embedded and integrated over here with the steering wheel controls, but this Lexus RX still has the old school Toyota/Lexus cruise control stock over here, which is a little bit disappointing considering that it's almost $60,000+, but why fix it if it's not broken? Nonetheless, moving along over here, you get push button start. When you do get a hybrid, you're gonna have it blue accented, and if you want to start the car, all you have to do is put your foot on the brake and push this button. The car starts, but you get this sort of a graphics here with Lexus. Most of your controls over here on the left side. You get a small 4-inch screen over here on the left side. In the middle, you get this kind of analog looking gauges with your charge, eco, and power, miles per hour, and to show the odometer of the car. Your temperature gauge as well as your gasoline gauge right here for you to be able to see how much fuel you have left. I do like that the middle is kind of upscale and a little futuristic, but on the right you get a more traditional gauge. But over here on the right side, I mean, this 12-inch screen that's sitting horizontally is absolutely phenomenal. It is touchscreen for now. It used to be much further away, but now it is closer to you. Touch sensitive, of course, is great. You can zoom in or zoom out from this function. I like the overall graphics, but moving along over here, you get your analog clock over here, which I think is very necessary in upscale. Your volume knob and your tune knob. This car does come with Mark Levinson premium sound system, so if you get that optioned in, you'll have the best-in-class surround system and the best-in-class sound. Now, moving along over here, you got that brake hold assist. You get your parking brake over here for you to control. This car doesn't only come with heated seats, it also comes with cooled, ventilated seats. So there you go. If you choose that in the option, you will have to, you will get that both of those options. You get a cell phone holder over here, which is pretty awesome, and a wireless charger, 2 USB ports, a couple cup holders right here, and your Lexus Entune touch sensitive right here. Now, when you press this touchpad right here, most of those options on the screen you're able to adjust. You can also do the same thing from here. 3 different modes for your driving controls: Eco, Normal, Sport, and Sport Plus. The Normal is pretty custom. And then your EV mode for you to be at a short cruise period, and it is only exclusive to the hybrid model. Now, along with the cup holder compartment over here and your cell phone holder, you get this center console. Once you open it up, you get a little cuppy right here for your divider, but inside you still get an aux cord right here for you to plug in your auxiliary cord, and then 2 more USB ports over here. So in case the 2 up front aren't enough and the 2 in the rear aren't enough, you get 2 more over here. So you have a total of 6 USB ports. Lexus must know that the generation of now is very connected, and they're needing some of these amenities, and I'm appreciating a lot of it. All right, so let's take it for a ride. Put on our seatbelt, put our foot on the brake, and push to start. Let's go. So, driving the 2021 Lexus RX 450h F-Sport. That's a mouthful. Now, you do get a traditional gear lever over here. That's pretty typical, but you got a sport mode right here for plus and minus, and you also get paddle shifters. We're not gonna be looking too much into the paddle shifters because this is a hybrid with a CVT transmission, so the feel won't be there. But if you do want to kick it up in sport, you're able to get a little bit more oomph, but not a lot of thrust as you would get from a traditional gasoline model. When you first begin driving your RX, it's going to default to normal for your hybrid. You can put it in Eco, Sport, or Sport Plus. Let's put it in Eco first and see how it drives. We're not going to be expecting a lot of thrust from the drivetrain, considering that Eco is supposed to be the most fuel efficient and the most laid back. Now, taking a right turn over here, and in Eco mode, let's give it a little bit of juice and see if it suffices for that mode. All right, here's what I noticed. As soon as I gave it the pedal, it wasn't getting up to the point of power and acceleration, and it was more into charge or that regenerative or Eco mode. And here's why. The vehicle obviously is a hybrid, so it'll do its best to give you the most fuel economy. And the pedal is very controlled whenever it's in Eco. And it could be good for some people, but for others who want to just kind of unleash some of this, you could put it in normal mode, which we will do. Normal, which is custom, so you can actually customize it and have it to your liking. But we're in normal mode right now, and we're driving. Let's see if it gives it a little bit more power. Just enough power to feel like it's somewhat unleashed. Being 2021, it is gets around 23 to 28 mpg depending on your driving habit. If you are on the highway a lot, you might be able to accomplish close to 28 or 29 mpg. Make a right over here, we'll be able to tell whether or not it's able to gain, of course, some of its lost powers. It goes in and out of EV mode, which means at low speed your vehicle will refrain from having to tap into the gasoline powertrain, and it'll strictly go into only the electric drivetrain. Now, it is in EV mode right now, but when you get it up to a certain speed, it will no longer be in EV mode. Here's what I mean. It was in EV mode, and now that I pushed on the gas, it's no longer going in EV mode. And so, but when you let go of the throttle, the EV mode and the button comes right back up. So we are in sport now, going at low speeds of up to 35 to 36 miles per hour. And what I noticed is that the Sport just has a little bit more power, and here's what I mean. When you were pushing on the throttle when it was in eco mode, it felt extremely heavy and restricted. But in normal mode, it felt like it had a balance between being restricted and no throttle to having a little bit more thrust, of course. Sport right here gives you a little bit more livelihood, I feel like. It picks it up. This is a heavy vehicle, of course. So overall, the 2021 Lexus RX450h Fsport, I know it's a long name, is not only sleek and handsome on the outside, but it has a lot of luxury amenities and luxury features on the inside that make it not just stand out, but give it a bonus to be ahead of the pack. Since 22 years ago, the 1999 Lexus RX300 was released. That's a crossover SUV with no third row, no track record, but since Toyota produced that car, it is actually taken a storm by everything. Every single luxury SUV maker wants to duplicate what this car has. Not just the reliability record, but also some of the kind of like that cloud feel of the driving experience, the tuning with the suspension, as well as the drivetrain. Now, I don't like that they use a CVT transmission in here, but I see why it pairs with the electric powertrain to not only give you the most optimal fuel efficiency, but the best and smoothest ride. I do enjoy the 8-speed automatic transmission in the traditional Lexus RX because it has a more responsive and sporty feel, especially when you have these paddle shifters, which are very useful when you have that option. Aside from that, the Lexus RX's exterior and interior is justified by the price. It not only looks good, it drives good, it gets excellent fuel economy, and I think it's one of the best vehicles in its class. So, I hope you enjoyed that video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment your favorite feature of the Lexus. What do you think about these red leather seats? How about the door handles? How about this horizontal screen right here that's also a touchscreen? Is it something that you would want to see yourself in? If so, head over to your Lexus dealership. You'll be happy.